For the past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, Nigeria has been having challenges that are beckoning and waiting for answers and solutions. That is why we are bringing to you our program, State of the Nation. And this is going to come up on our flagship program this morning on ITV. I am hereby inviting you to join me, BAKARE, your host, on State of the Nation, so that we can hasten the motions that brings national development. It's going to be a regular basis on Tuesdays. Make it a date with me. I'll be there waiting for you, and then we shall discuss Nigeria on an holistic level. This is State of the Nation, where we hasten the motions for national development. And I am still your host, BAKARE. Our next caller is online. And what we're going to do as of now is to do justice to local government administration, the challenges therein and the solutions we are going to profile in this wise. Online, I have my brother, my friend, Dr. Mukhtar Imam. He is a lecturer at the Base University here in Abuja. With him online, we're going to do justice to technicalities affecting our local government from another perspective. What we had earlier was a perspective from that of a former ES who was part of governance, who was part of the runners of a local government. But we are going to take this now from Dr. Mukhtar Imam, from the angle of a lecturer to students in his class. Dr. Mukhtar, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great having you here. What we're doing this morning is looking at all the challenges, and basically, due to the fact that life is work in progress, we are more particular about the solutions than the challenges. We do not want our challenges to take over us. We want to take care of our challenges. You are very, very conversant with our local governments. We have 774 of them, and some states have gone ahead to create extras that they call LCDAs, Local Council Development Agencies. But as we speak, the last question I was throwing to the last caller, I will throw it at you, that how come there is this perennial rift between the three tiers of government? How come there is no intergovernmental relations? Coming from you as a lecturer in industrial relations and diplomacy, give us your own perspective in terms of this absence of relationship between the three tiers of government.
Thank you very much for having me, and once again, congratulations on this milestone.
Thank you very much.
Well, basically, you see, the reality is that intergovernmental relations have always been lacking in our administrative system, particularly public administration. We have not had joined up thinking. There have been lack of synergy as far as relationship between these three tiers of government are concerned. It's not just with the local government alone. It is something that runs through the entire three tiers, and it is something that has been with us, I would say, from the return of democracy since 1999. When you look at the administrative systems, you look at how relationships, practically now speaking, this is not theorizing, how the relationship has been or was during the Obasanjo administration through to Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and of course up till present time, you will find that there's a complete disjoint. There's a disconnect in policy drafts and policy development and execution from the local to the federal government.
Yes.
The central government might have a policy and a program and a strategy that hopes to achieve certain feats. Say, for example, in area of agriculture, speaking to the current administration, and you'll find that this thought only remains at the central level. It doesn't stream down to the local administration. The state government will tell you he doesn't find that as a priority. He's more concerned with something. There is always, particularly at the state government level, there is always
Okay.
You know, the focus always is on politicking rather than on governance.
Oh,
so you
what
find
a shame.
that as a result of some of these factors and then a number of other issues, this synergy has always been absent. And the lack of this synergy, a lack of having a sequence in policies that have far-reaching impacts on the life of the people, causes disjoint, causes lack of adherence and achievement of set goals. And that's the reason why at the end of 4 years you find that governments at the central level consistently talk about lack of achieving these things. Because when you look at it, where the workforce, they're in the state, they're at the state level and at the local government level. So if the policies of central government don't trigger down to the ordinary person who is supposedly supposed to have a perk of that policy
That's right.
directly at the local level.
Yes.
If that policy, if that objective doesn't get to him, how do you expect that you will have positive outcomes and results?
Thank you very much.
For example, the government economic sustainability plan, yes.
Dr. Mukhtar, based on your disposition as we speak,
Yes.
are you thinking about local government autonomy with full powers? Do you think this would be the answer? How best do you think we can go about this?
Well, big brother, you see, the issues of Nigeria public administration, in my view, span from two distinct dimensions.
Yes.
I'll not take too much of the time with the history. Now, one of it is basically the area of our laws,
Yes.
right?
What
And
about
in our
them? What
laws-
about our laws? What about our laws?
Yeah, I was going to go into that. In our laws, you have the issues of constitutionality. You have the issues of legality. I'll
That's
go to
right.
talk about that in depth. The
That's
second dimension is our social psychological conditioning and its defects as a people, from leadership through to followership.
That's right.
These are the
That's
two
right.
dimensions.
Yes.
And then tied to that, you also have the problem of lack of a deep sense of lack of patriotism, and
Oh.
secondly, indiscipline. Indiscipline. You see, like I talked about this the last time she was in this country, and a lot of people were bashing her without looking at the message she was trying to pass across.
Yes,
When she
yes.
visited the president as the IMF country representative, she talked about a lot of macroeconomic policies, but she talked specifically about the discipline condition of our people.
Absolutely,
I'll start with
absolutely.
the law. I'll start with the law in terms of what you have just talked about, local government autonomy.
Yes.
Now, basically, when you look at Section 162, the very informal and controversial Section 162,
Okay.
you will see that it speaks to the joint account of state and local government, right?
Yes. Yes. Of course.
And you see, tied to that is the current challenge that we're being faced with. Because beyond just Section 162, you look at the other challenge of legality, which is Section 7, Subsection 1 and Section 8.
Yes.
That speaks to the
Yes.
structure, composition, and component of the local government.
Of course.
All
Yes.
these things are missing. Why? Because they are subsumed into the powers of the state government. Right?
Yes.
So you find that funding, which is part of the issues or challenges of the local government administration today,
Yes.
financing, is basically the childbirth of these issues we're talking about. That there is
Of course.
a clear lack of, mandate and terms of reference for state government and local government administration. So that because of the intertwinedness
Yes.
of these
Yes.
things,
Yes.
it becomes difficult for you as an individual, perhaps an enlightened person who lives within a local government administration territory, to ask questions as to holding your local government administrators accountable. Because it is exactly what is happening with the state government and the central government as well.
That's
you
true.
go to a
That's
state,
true.
the state governor
That's
will
true.
tell you, I have not been giving money from the federal government. Why? Because we have a problem with the exclusive referendum. We do not know where we stand. So these are the issues that the drafters of our constitution, perhaps did not put into cognizance
Okay,
or overlooked. And hence, we're faced with this quagmire that we're faced with today, and we have a lot of these lacunas existing.
Okay.
The issue of having a separate account for local government administration and so on and so
Yes.
forth is an issue that is again tied to our social psychological standing as a people. Because
Right.
people talk about resource control and resource management and what derivation should be given to
Yes.
state governors. Today we're giving them 13 or 12% derivation. Imagine that you give 50% to not to cast aspersion on any administration,
Yes.
but the state governors that are underperforming today. Imagine you giving them 50%. What would they do with that money?
I wonder what.
It is literally you telling them that they have become more demigods.
Yes, of course, yes. Dr. Mukhtar, let me throw another question at you.
Okay.
Lately, we've heard of a situation of what we call ungoverned areas in Nigeria.
For the past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, Nigeria has been having challenges that are beckoning and waiting for answers and solutions. That is why we are bringing to you our program, State of the Nation. And this is going to come up on our flagship program this morning on ITV. I am hereby inviting you to join me, Bola BAKARE, your host, on State of the Nation, so that we can hasten the motions that brings national development. It's going to be a regular basis on Tuesdays. Make it a date with me. I'll be there waiting for you, and then we shall discuss Nigeria on an holistic level.